Hello, everyone. Welcome to the RationalInvestor.com's daily brief recap. Summer edition. I'll make this pretty short and sweet, maybe about 10, 15 minutes or so. Don't really need to talk too much. Screener page still down. Hopefully, Stuart gets this up and running. It's interesting because crypto market's going into a really nice bull phase. It would be totally awesome if we had the screeners up and running, and I could show you and sell you the idea of joining our site, but I just can't do anything until this system is up and running. So Brian is extremely frustrated right now over this, just because I just got, can't do anything with it. Sucks. Oh well. So broader market, I'm seeing lots of bottoms coming in across the board in crypto. Spent basically the past hour and a half chatting with the good people about all the different various bottoms, whether it be in things like this big Coinbase, whether it be things like HUT. I've been squawking about this one recently. Beautiful bases here. Probably pretty fat upside objectives now. In fact, we can even do things like foggy boggies. Boom. Yeah, 4.669 takes us up into my next selling level. I can see a nice test of the old highs is 2.618. There's a lot of uppy here. I mean, if we do the coin, you can do the same thing here. Pretty straightforward. Probably you see Mountain Man's there, 2.618, and interesting. Just take it up to new highs, 4.669. So those are just two examples of what I would consider a very, very uppy market. Why? I actually think that the data that came out today here and the employment report down in the States, number one, I think it actually, the raw data itself came in very, very strong. Lots and lots and lots of jobs, hourly earnings moving up, not aggressively, but enough to keep central planners happy. And the propensity for a massive new stimulus package to really dilute the shit out of the U.S. Dollar. Also, too, if the economy itself is ticking back up, then the size of deficits should be quite a bit less as the U.S. economy itself does rebound here. Tax payrolls, for example, with all those new jobs being created, should be a lot higher. So that means your government revenue should be bigger. Put it all together on the dissemination of the employment report this morning. Huge drop in the commodity currencies. Canadian dollar, you can see, came off precipitously. Australian dollar, Swiss franc. Big drop in things like gold and the silver market. Even a bit of a drop in the crude market. But interestingly, crude is firming up here, holding on to those lows, overnight lows, as the risk market. Is the economy growing? Do I want to invest in growth assets, or do I want to bury my head and invest in an asset that's just going to sit there, like gold, for example? I get the impression that the market is dramatically voting in favor for risk. So that's kind of this image. So the risk off bets like gold, look at that M there. Oh boy. You can see the bond market emming out. And I've kind of been worried about Mr. Bond King and what's going to happen if this does em out. Yen hasn't emmed out, but definitely a very, very down day in yen. Stocks booming higher. Rather be in growth proxies that are going to take advantage of this growth cycle. And ironically enough, like jobs are getting created, but the workers are still getting fucked over wage-wise. So companies' profit margins are still very, very fat. And good old Bitcoin, okay, Bitcoin turned back up to new highs. And the whole crypto space, and I've kind of talked about this, is these Western economies, they have to grow. They have no choice. We are just up to our fucking eyeballs in debt. And the only way out of it is, grow. Get that economy much, much bigger. And then the relative debt size disappears. So what's one way to get the economy to grow? Well, there's a whole bunch of you all jazzed about these cryptocurrencies. So let's get that part of the market growing and booming. And like I said, you can see the reaction from the market. It doesn't, and it's interesting because it's across the board. Remember the other day we had Mr. Novogratz put in that outside upside key reversal, and look what happened. And I mean, you can see, I wouldn't be surprised if this damn thing's going to be up here in the not too distant future. Like I said, I talked to you about HUT. I mean, this is a Bitcoin miner. Don't you think they would be doing well in an environment like this? And even the little poop cryptos are starting to come back to life. So I've got a couple little ones like the iMining. This thing we bought. I mean, I love this. Bought, sold. So I'm thinking about going back in and buying the shares that I sold. Kind of like that reload concept that I did in crypto years ago. And same thing with things like this BITK. Look at that double bottom trying to come in here. I love the look at this. This thing could easily be back up here. That's a nice double from these levels, no problem. So it looks to me like crypto is where it's at. And the interesting thing is gold, not so much. And we were kind of joking before we got the videos going. The day the gold will be a buy will be the day that Mr. Schiff officially says, look, I was wrong, buy Bitcoin and buy crypto and don't buy gold. And since we know he will never say that, gold is probably never a buy signal ever again. Anyway, I couldn't really care about that. All I care about is, wow, look at all the green in crypto land. And hey, I stepped up and I started to buy this shit down in through here. So obviously I'm a happy camper. So your backdrop's kind of a weird one here today. The gold and the bond markets are just getting punched. Risk off is coming off. Oil hasn't quite turned the corner, but interesting, if oil was to turn the corner back up, you can see we're actually kind of in reload long zones now. So of the risk assets, it's actually underperforming right now. Stocks booming, crazy stock market. Nosebleedy, you've heard me say that before. The small caps versus the large caps. Nice outside upside engulfing bar yesterday. Is this thing ready to start rocking and rolling? And if so, all our little junior crypto stocks are all going to start going nuts again. Bitcoin itself broke out through the high yesterday off of that 38.2 tag resolution. Somebody mentioned that yesterday. I thought that was an interesting note. And it looks like it's marching its way higher. I mean, nothing I can really do with this trade. And unfortunately, Bitcoin proper, where do I have that? Over here. It's right up against a trend line, so it's kind of a dangerous trade location right here. I can't take a trade here because unfortunately we could very easily just sort of through this trend line. That happens all the time. So, give me a W on the other side of this trend line. Okay, I'm down. But here like that, no, can't touch it. But gee whiz, I mean, there are tons of cryptocurrencies that just look so perfect. People have been squawking, of course, about Ethereum ramping up here. I think it's a little bit late to chase Ethereum. What I did notice, and I've seen this across a lot of these, is you get these sort of like midpoint consolidation moves. And actually, I have that right there. So this is the shitcoin index. You can kind of see it. Big rally, pullback, trading range, rally, pullback. Makes this sort of rectangle. It's on an angle, and it's kind of like an ABCD tweezer kind of formation. I'm seeing this right across the board in crypto. And actually, I do like that kind of thinking because I think crypto is going to do well here sort of the last 2 or 3 weeks of the summer here. That's usually what happens. Usually the market's feeling pretty optimistic into that Labor Day weekend. Then we come back from the Labor Day weekend and the big boys just poop on crypto. So like Bitcoin, for example, I like the idea of the coin working its way all the way up into this area up here. There's 2.618s. We often see them tagged. There's Mountain Man. There's the original M structure top. Clothesline top is right up against there. So somewhere up in here is where I'm thinking we could push up to. You never really know exactly how these things are going to look, but actually I do like A, B, C, D now. So, you can kind of see that same, on the shitcoin index. I showed you that tweezers. Here it actually looks like a pretty clean A, B, C, D. Yeah, so up into that mountain man area. I do like that. That's very realistic. If anything, I don't want to see this happen too fast, though, because really I want the poop coins to have a little bit of fun. And then Bitcoin eventually says, look at, I'm the one driving the bus here. And it charges up. And that's actually the end of the move, not the beginning. So while we're still floundering here and kind of working our way higher, a lot of these little ones, oh boy, they just look sexier than sex. Things like the Luna, we've already had a really nice rally into that. So I wouldn't chase something like that. Could we have another push up into, say, 2021? Sure, no problem at all. Playing from a position of strength, just nice and positive. No stress here whatsoever. It can either break up or down. Don't really care. But there's a lot of cute little ones. Like I think Sjord's been interested in this AKT. So keeping a real close eye on this. And we get a nice little W to come in here. I'm interested. Like good old Chico Crypto's names. You can see this. I can't buy that there, but you can see he's just working his way higher. This band, we've been talking lots about that. Look at that beautiful W. I mean, there it is. Doink. Might even go buy some of that. You can sort of go through them one by one by one by one. They're all sort of doing their thing. Decred's a great proxy on sort of the broader crypto market. I think I talked about this guy in the weekly crypto show that we do. So I don't really have a trade there. Would love to see this thing actually like W out here, and that would create like a bullish bot. A, B, oops. CD up into there. Still a bit early on that, so I can't really do anything. Geo, look at that. I mean, it's just so textbook. It's ridiculous. So, it's there. There's another W. I mean, they're just all over the place. It's quite incredible. I don't really like what I see there. And actually what I even said was we would normally have the screeners up and running, just spitting out the W's. Like we have some killer screeners, like this one screener. It just, anytime the market's, I mean, there's the bullish reversals. I love those. Those are ridiculous. But I had one screener that was just such a great momentum screener, this daily bullish 9 EMA cross on rising volume. You can see this isn't updating now, but in bull markets, oh my goodness, these things just spit out W's. And I'd just be going through the list. Look at this one, look at this one, look at this one, look at this one, but it's just not there. So can't do anything with that today. So I actually told the community, I'm going to go through and manually scroll through these and see if I can find W's for you, but I don't know how good I'm going to be at manually finding them. But one thing I did say to the community is this is the type of market. This is exactly when, if you did participate in the shitcoin part of the market, this is when they shine. So like this SIB, for example, I'm not touting this thing. I don't know whether it's going to be off the board or on the board or not. Pick some up here in the 70 cent area or 70 sats or whatever. Is it realistic at even 70 sats there? Is it realistic for this thing to pop up to 140 sats there in this kind of environment and give you that double? I think it is. And of course, if this thing ever gets its act together, I don't think that that's that kind of move now. If anything, what you'd need to see is the breakout, confirm this big honking W, and then following the breakout, of course, we sell half on a WF reposition. Then we'd want to see the Wyckoff check. And if there's a W off the Wyckoff check off this original breakout level, then it's like, holy moon, Batman. Right now, this is just dead cat bounce, bottom fishing. But I wouldn't be surprised in this kind of environment that if these little pieces of crap are going to do anything, and you can see some of them just are exactly that, just the most beautiful shit there is out there. But if there is an environment for these guys to do something, now is when I think it's likely to happen. So I did do some dollar cost averaging on a lot of these names over the past summer, and if any of them pop up over the next few weeks, I will be banging out doubles. No guarantees on the management. This is the poop. Understand poop is poop. But one thing I did like, and I had mentioned this to the group, right, is there is the shitcoin index. Remember, we did that little tweezers study, and notice, look how strong this thing is. 1, 2, 3. This is actually what's called 3 white soldiers. And actually, it's a pretty strong vote, right? You can see 3, actually didn't get there. Kind of got it here. 3 white soldiers. Market was working higher, then had to come off. 3 red soldiers. Well, we didn't get it. I guess there's 3 red down on the final. But here, boom, 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 3 green soldiers, 3 white soldiers, whatever you want to call it. Nice continuation pattern. Getting it again, 3 white soldiers. Very, very strong price action. I get the distinct impression a lot of these little ones want to head back up top range. They just, it was a typical seasonal market. I think the market got a little bit ahead of itself. If anything, I'm actually pleased to see that bear patterns have been sort of broken and put on the shelf. And if anything, now, if you are sort of ABCDing, thinking bearishly, we now have to draw it off of that level. We'd want to, if you are bearish, and really I think boom, 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 we're going to go up into this level here. Probably even tag that resistance level there. But point here is we want to, if you are a bear and we're thinking bear continuation, then I'm going to go AB all the way down to there. And CD. I do like this kind of thinking, setting us up for the fall. So your dead cat bounce, counter trend rally. This might come in a lot steeper than the slope of this. These are all off the table now, so I can get rid of that. And I can get rid of that. Actually, you know what I like is that low. Whoops. We'll go that low up to that high. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I don't know whether I want to use. What time is it? Yeah, should wind this up pretty soon. Always happens. It will be the last thing that I select here. It always works that way. It drives me nuts. Put all these others back. So you can see we just blasted through that, so that's kind of irrelevant. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go with that. All right, so boobity boo. Not bad. Yeah, I don't mind that. So there you go. I like that. So that actually paints a nice little target window right up in this area. And we could probably even do like foggy boggies off of there and there. Probably 2.618s are right up in here. And that also makes sense too, coming up against all these wicks. And then we should do a little bit of down. And then we'll find out whether this is some big honking like inverted head and shoulders take us up top. If, however, we rally up top here and then start emming out, maybe do something like that, well, then 1, 2, 3, bots short off of that level and getting us ready for the fall dump. So the point here is this is what we have staring us in the face right now. That's not so bad. I don't know whether we top out here, whether we can work our way all the way up against these highs, but there should be a nice little rally window here for us. And that, in my opinion, is all of like these little guys starting to finally sort of perk up a little bit here. In essence, they've done absolutely nothing. There's the April peak, sell in May and walk away. And these things have done absolutely nothing since, right? Just straight line down. Don't really have any W here, so there's nothing much to get excited about there. But like I said, keep your eyes peeled. Like this little SIB, I got a funny feeling something's about to happen on that one. So, caveat emptor, no guarantees on the management. I don't care whether you buy or sell this. No difference to me. But if it's usable information, awesome. Okay, so there's your market. Employment report, I think, rocked the commodity industry. Remember, I'm a commodity bear, so really that shouldn't surprise us. I like the idea that crypto now is trying to make its transition from store of value into growth proxy, NFT, you know, the music things. I can't remember what the hell they call it. I think it's NFTs. All that kind of conversation about what does growth look like and how do we get every single, the Internet of Things, like zillions and zillions of cryptocurrencies out there. Uh, Blockchain taking over our society. That's kind of this backdrop. Also, too, I got to toot my own horn, everybody. I said publicly, if you ever saw Bitcoin come back or not Bitcoin, Ethereum come back and tag its 6.18 or mountain man level, that would be the buying opportunity of a lifetime. Doesn't really mean jack shit, but nonetheless, kind of a funny anecdote. I did actually step in and buy, so I'm proud of myself for that. But that would be incredible if that was our bottom and we just started face ripping our way higher here. Because it turns out, man, that was actually a pretty good call, Brian. Way to go. Take your profits now, and then that way I'm guaranteed to be 100% right. All right, everybody. Have yourselves a great day. We'll see everybody for broiler chickens. Everybody reach out to Sjord and wish him luck and give him some positive vibes to get the screeners back up and running ASAP so we can put the engine to use to go find some really awesome trade ideas. All right. Other than that, PMA for the win. All the best. And bye for now.